Here we are. It is NewMutator, and I'm joined once again by Bone and Ska. Thank you guys for deciding to join me. I can't really tell you enough how cool it is to have both of you here with me casting this match.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for reviewing. Thanks for reviewing the Myth World Cup.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yep.
I don't know how many films wouldn't have been submitted if you weren't reviewing these matches, but I'm just glad that you are.
I didn't even think of that. But I just figured, people could get some insight into like what actually goes into the Myth World Cup. And I can bring that story to people who aren't otherwise able to play if they're so inclined to watch that on YouTube. So if that's you, this is for you. This is dedicated to all you. We're actually in Game 3. It is my team versus Namechangers. So we're actually looking at my team led by Bone. Enculators actually made it for this match. Kryptos, Grim, Donsky, Tiri, Karma, and Rabican all in the game. Across from them, it is going to be the Namechangers. They're kind of the green color here. And Shyster, August, Blade, Captain Sam, Zach, and Eastwind still substituting in this game.
Yeah, if I can say a quick word about the strategy.
Yes, please do, by all means. Fill us
Sweet. This is this is Bone from my team, and we were really excited about this map. It's one of the classic maps dating back to, I don't know, 98. And so, we're coming up with this strategy that we're really all excited about. And I think we're a little too excited, and it didn't. I'm not sure it went quite as planned. But the whole idea was to use a huge amount of these thrall, also known as the worst unit in the game. So the idea was we would take control of both sides of the river, going through the middle of the map there, and have a big rush on the east and some archer force in the mid, and whichever side looked more vulnerable, you could use the thrall in a number of ways. You can use them to trap units. You can use them as just buffers for the rush. So
So
you'll see in a minute.
So you kind of you find your decision to take thrall kind of regrettable.
No. I just
okay.
find the I don't know. It's like the solace.
And I haven't even looked at Ska's trade. What was your thinking coming into this game, Ska? Like, why did you take the trade that you took?
We were gonna do a couple less archers and maybe some more melee or goals, but in the end we decided just to do kind of a normal trade and sort of try to be flexible and play it from there. Nothing crazy.
So are you doing like a standard, like everybody gets their own kind of squad, like everyone gets a few warriors, archers, and then a dwarf?
Yeah, it looks like mid we got 3 archer squads, and then south there's an archer squad, a rush, and a little goal pack, which we actually filled up with some pus and some bottles.
Yeah, I noticed that there was an attempt to do that in the match against R3 on that same game.
There's the bottles right now.
Here we go. And then maybe you can tell us a little bit what's happening. So essentially you guys are rushing over to the east with all of these warriors.
Yeah, it's interesting that both teams kind of ignored the northwest.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, why does he not send like 2 warriors there or something?
Well, that's my least favorite. You know, I have to chime in and also say that I really like this map. I may have already mentioned that in a previous cast, but this is one of my favorite maps of all time. And I have to say that the Northwest is one of my least favorite areas to actually fight in.
Different horses for different courses.
Yeah, I can't even tell you why that is. I don't even know why that would be.
Maybe
it's kind of boring looking.
It could just be the maybe it's boring looking. Maybe I just have a tendency to not survive battles in that area. I'm not even really sure. So here we go. The thrall wall is basically being put in place by Rabican. He's moving all these thrall kind of in this area here, trying to sink them underwater.
Yeah, you know, he also has 2 puss goals that can stay with his thrall wherever he's going. Looks like they're just hanging out behind NewMutator.
Flag captured.
Yeah, so NewMutator and Tiri and Karma are just kind of camping out in the southeast. What was kind of going through your mind, Scott, when you noticed that was what was happening?
Well, ideally we wanted to use the fact that we didn't have a north and that we had a bigger east flank to sort of push them back to their wall. But now here they come. They've got a big rush, so we sort of switched from that aggressive strategy to let's beat this rush now.
Yeah, and those
this is what I was saying about us getting a little
too excited. Bone, are you there? Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. No, Bone, you're here. I can hear you. Well, anyway, while Bone figures out what's going on with that. Oh, here he is. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But anyway,
I missed.
The thrall's popping out of the water and kind of closing in. And there is just so much going on, and I missed just about everything. But a lot of pus goes down, and you know, just to give you an indication of what's going on, I'm going to pull up some of the percentages, and basically Namechangers are looking pretty okay. You know, with all that pus, I think they were able to do pretty well. And then Eastwind, some nice dodging there, and those dwarves able to be pretty effective. And I think that Namechangers have a chance to survive here.
Contested. Flag captured.
Oh, this is bad news for us at my team.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, so Bone, I guess you disappeared for a minute, but you're back. Yeah, I mean, just from looking at it, you wouldn't think that it's you know, just from looking at the percentages, you wouldn't think it's all that bad. But why would you say that it's pretty bad for my team?
Well, we kind of made a mistake and jumped the gun, and we rushed without a good half of the thrall. So, you know, it's sort of like the other map. You know, the percentages look equal, but what's left, most of it is just the thrall. We have no dwarves, some archers, a kind of half opening to push them off this last flag, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and Thrall not.
Did you get that?
You know, yeah, I can hear you just fine. Thrall is not the ideal unit to be tagging flags with, at all. They're just so slow, as we can see here, and not very mobile, and not really able to take. You know, it takes them like all game long just to get to the other side of the map. So even though you have 5 flags at this point, You're probably trying to zero in on the last remaining Namechanger flag, but even though that's the case, Namechangers have a lot of goals remaining, and at any point in time they can send those out. And as we can see, the My Team flags are all relatively undefended. But anything else you want to say? I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of all or nothing.
And Scar, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure there
Flag
wasn't any kind of
captured.
like snafu.
No.
Because all right, cool. So what's at this point in time in the game, what's going through your minds as captains, as team captains?
Flag contested.
Well, I'm very happy that, I mean, we're pushing them back now, and they've got, most of their archers are dead. These thrall are all gonna die eventually.
Yeah.
So I think we got it locked up at this point.
Yeah, it seems as if pretty much the only remaining unit type left for my team is this this thrall wall. I mean, there's like, you know, a couple, there's a gold, there's a journeyman, there's a few warriors, and then an archer. But other than that, there's not a whole lot. And there's a few
Flag
warriors down
captured.
south also. But
Flag contested.
you know, those thrall are just going to be picked off until they're all
Flag
dead, it
contested.
seems. So what's kind of how are you, you know, maybe you already spoke in the chat and I didn't really see, but you know, kind of how did your team kind of react to this, Bone?
You know, at this point, we're kind of trying to split up, hoping to get some sort of position for an end game. That's pretty much all there is left to do at this point. You know, but there's just so much time left on the clock. It's 3 minutes left still. I just you know, I just think we jumped the gun on this one.
So are you know when
I mean,
yeah.
if we were in this position,
Flag captured.
if we had waited say 2.5 minutes
Flag
and
captured.
now we were in this position, just trying to hang on to the 3 flag lead, it would have been much nicer. But you
That
know.
was nice.
yeah, that was a pretty nice puss there
Flag
by
captured.
Blade. It actually set off a bottle, I think.
He had a good bottle-puss earlier when they just started the rush too. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did see it. I think I was
Yeah.
I was trying to reestablish contact with Bone. So
You're welcome, Enculator. Save the world from having to see that one. No, it was really bad. We lost maybe 10 warriors in a puss blast.
wow, so that right there probably may have been the game-changing play. May have been.
It didn't
because
hurt.
I don't really know.
It didn't hurt us, no.
So is my team, when you guys play, do you guys ever give up a game, or do you just play to the end? Like, you've never really had to concede a game, I guess. Really.
Flag contested.
You know, from my perspective, watching some other players, you know, try and fight for that last flag, you know, I just think it's like it's generally a good practice. But again, I think it's a
Flag
personal preference
captured.
thing. Some captains choose to just go on to the next game.
Yes, that's very true. We've seen a couple of captains just walk off the flag, and let the other team tag it. But you know, you might have a point there. You know, it's probably, at the very least, you can get some good micro management practice in there. So that's a pretty good point. So, do you guys have any thoughts on this game in particular, or you know, where you are in the match right now? Maybe you remember something happening in the match that you can kind of bring to light for everyone watching these videos.
Yeah, I got something.
All right.
Yeah. So from my team's perspective, the next game is kind of a make or break. I mean, right now we're at 1-1-1.
Right.
And if we split the next two games, then we got to go into a tiebreaker or something. So just one loss makes it a lot harder to win the match. So going into the next game, you know, it wasn't like, you know, we were nervous or anything, but it certainly would help to win game 4.
All right, so you kind of you guys kind of buckled down, and from this point on you're all business, maybe? Is
I don't know, Scott.
What was the tiebreaker game anyway? If it came to that,
I had no idea. I didn't want to find out.
I think the tiebreaker
I don't want
is
to know.
yeah, I don't think we've actually seen that yet in the entire tournament, but I think I remember reading somewhere you know, that it's either tro or yeah, if I had a tro or what's the desert
between your ears?
Desert between your ears, yeah. One or the other,
Or
depending
smells like champions.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I seriously doubt he said that.
No, I don't know.
That would have been cool.
All right, so interesting. That was game 3, and as Bone noted, it is 1-1-1 across the board at this point. So both teams are in that awkward position where neither one has the upper hand coming into game number 4. Looking at some of these individual players, let's see if anyone stands out. I don't know. It looks like Grim for my team had the most damage, but you know, not. Looks like most everybody on my team with negative ratios. Everyone except for Cryptos had negative ratios. But I mean, how do you guys perceive like end game statistics, like ratios? What do you have any thoughts on those? It doesn't have to be these ones in particular. It could be just in general. Like, are they accurate for assessing what happened in the game?
I don't pay too much attention, to be honest, to the ratios. Mostly because mine are usually bad.
Well, it looks like
yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
sometimes they can be misleading, because if you have the tro or whatever, you're generally gonna get pretty high positive ratios. But I don't know. Sometimes it can be a nice indicator of how things went. But you know, you can't usually say one player is better than another. I might catch some.
Right.
For having better ratios.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think what do you think about I don't know if you saw the cast I did with Punk User where he mentioned you know, that's actually gotten the way that ratios work is going to get a facelift for 1.8.
Yeah, I heard about that. What is the facelift exactly? Because I kind of didn't understand it.
I guess it's just for damage taken. How that's calculated. Because I guess right now it's not calculated unless the unit actually dies.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be more accurate.
Okay. And I guess that would be a big deal if you have a trow that doesn't die the whole game.
Right, absolutely. So you know, that's what I can tell. Maybe he can chime in and leave a comment and explain it in a little bit more detail for everyone. But looking at Namechangers, it looks like Zach actually had the most kills with 12, although Shyster had the most. Well, actually, no, Captain had the most damage with 78. So yeah, pretty interesting numbers there. Are you guys ready to hop into game number 4?
I'm ready.
Do it.
All right, here we go. Game number 4 is next.